Within the gaming industry, it seems there's always a plethora of disaster this, epic fail that, this, just hate and vitriol and smut everywhere. Always people looking to start, create, talk about drama. Console fanboys, a perfect example of this. Just recently, Gunk released, a cool looking game that released on Xbox Game Pass, and people are using that title as fuel to say Xbox is better than PlayStation because the leaves in Gunk move around when you walk through them, but they don't in Ratchet and Clank, therefore Xbox superior. What kind? I can't make this stuff up, seriously. But every once in a while, if you rip through the smut and the toxicity and you dig in deep and pull out, there's a golden gem waiting there to be discovered of some great things happening within the gaming industry. Fallout for Hope, a charity event that currently is supported by many Bethesda employees. Wes Johnson, the voice of Shia Gorath. Pete Hines himself is playing a character in this upcoming performance of A Christmas Carol within Fallout 76, all with the intention of getting donations for Fallout for Hope, a charity benefiting St. Jude's Children's Hospital, and it's raised thousands of dollars so far. My fingers are crossed that this channel can continue to grow so I can actually provide useful contributions to that sort of event. Or in the case of today's news, Stalker 2 has chosen to completely remove NFTs from the game. Thank you. Now, I want to be perfectly clear. I am not praising the decision to add NFTs and then remove them. I think the fact that they thought this was a good idea, especially after the announcement of Ubisoft Quartz, a trailer that was so downvoted, Ubisoft pulled it from YouTube. Are they stopping the implementation of NFTs for Ubisoft games? No. But they pulled the trailer because the reaction to it was just so overwhelmingly negative. Not too soon after, Stalker 2 decides, hey, we are going to be the ones that can get it right, and they offer auctions. And one of these auctions was the opportunity to be added into the game as an NPC. So if Ubisoft, hot off the trail of Ubisoft, and they were responded to negatively, and NFTs for gamers is generally a negative thing right now. What do you think the reaction to it for Stalker 2 was? Terrible! Go figure! Thankfully, in the case of Stalker 2, they actually decided we're going to remove this from the game. So in the most recent Twitter post coming from GSC Game World, they stated, "Dear Stalkers, based on the feedback we received, we've made the decision to cancel anything NFT related in Stalker 2. The interests of our fans and players are the top priority for the team. We're making this game for you to enjoy, whatever the cost is. If you care, we care too." Now, again, I don't want to defend this decision. I think anybody from a mile away could have seen something like this coming. It seems to me that they wanted to try to dip a toe and see how it played out. How did they react to their version of it? And then when things got too hot, they said, all right, never mind, we're sorry. I'm not supporting this. I'm not praising this, but I am at least grateful that they did make the decision to take it out of the game. There's no place for it. If you remember in the initial announcement for these NFTs, they argued that they needed funding. It's the most ambitious project they've done. They're not published by anyone. They're self-published and self-developed, and so they need proper funding for this game. But why not offer getting added as an NPC as something in, say, a collector's edition, or just sell it as something that you can do? Hey, we're offering this. We need to raise money for the game. Here's something that you can do to help support it. If you're really excited for it, that would have not gotten the negative feedback. I'm sure some people would have found a reason to complain about it, but that would have gotten the same result with the money they needed and less of the backlash, if at all. Or if the company's that hurting for money and they really need financing, early access is a platform. I know it's not suited for every title, it's not suited for every game, but early access is something that a lot of studios find success with. Larian is a great example with Baldur's Gate 3. The discussion of NFTs in gaming is simple, at least in its current state. There's no place for it. When you have developers who are saying, we don't understand, genuinely, the developers are saying, we don't understand the problems this solves or the solutions this provides to what problem, we don't get it. Then it makes it very clear that these are a problem for gamers. The people who want this aren't the developers, it isn't the gamers, so who does that leave? The executives. The people whose pockets need to be lined. But there's a way to do that by making great games, by making innovative titles. Stalker 2 was a very promising looking game. It didn't need to try to cash in on this trend, and other titles don't need to cash in on this trend. What you need to do is focus on innovating, making great experiences, and that experience will speak for itself. I still see people in Twitter threads that are defending NFTs. It's not that bad. I don't pay for them, so it's not really a big deal. But as gamers, we risk the threat of this becoming the new invasive thing, like live service titles and broken releases and fix-it-later mentalities, like loot boxes, which got so bad with Battlefront 2, it seems like it was forever ago. Disney had to step in and say, what are you guys doing? Shadow of War, the Lord of the Rings game, after a really great first launch, decided, hey, we could put loot boxes in a single-player experience, and that completely backfired. Now we're currently inundated by battle passes and seasonal events and these challenges that don't actually add to the experience or create new things or add new features or places to explore. All it does is recycle existing trends and existing content that's drastically stifling innovation and creativity in games. These live service titles, which are the primary culprits of this heavy monetization use because they do offer ongoing updates and ongoing support, so generally we accept it, but they don't provide the same innovations as going from, say, Elder Scrolls 4 to Elder Scrolls 5, Oblivion to Skyrim, or Crysis 1 to Crysis 3, Dead Space 1 to Dead Space 3, Arkham Origin or Arkham Asylum to Arkham Knight. Those are drastic, genuine improvements that innovate on formulas, innovate on things that work, try new things, experiment in exciting ways that push the gaming industry forward. Instead, live service titles offer the same things we've gotten, they recycle formulas, and they don't push boundaries in meaningful or impactful or lasting ways, other than ways that are creatively to make more money. If we as gamers start to slowly adopt this the same way we did with loot boxes in games, NFTs can be something that further leads gaming down a darker and darker path, and nobody wants that. Say no to NFTs, vote with your wallets, support games that do things that are good for gaming, don't buy games that do things that are bad for gaming. Thank you to the Stalker 2 team, if you come across this video, for making the decision that you did. I hope this serves as a staple for other projects going forward, and I hope the community doesn't get worn down by this kind of implementation anytime soon. My biggest wish is that we can go back to when games were about the game and not centered around the cosmetics you can unlock in that game. Maybe I'm just out of date. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please do leave a like on the video, and as always, I hope to see you all next time. So long, everybody.